All right, big man, dinky do, fantastic, lovely to have you with us. And there's actually, Scotty, it's still lagging a little bit. Can I ask you a question about an extremely controversial topic? Well, official debate. If I can't answer it, then we can't do it. Scotty, it's still not on YouTube. Now, it should be, it says it's on YouTube here, guys. So have a check again and let me know. It seems better now, Lala. Fantastic stuff. Actually, Scotty, good evening. How are you? Follow us. Glenn, thank you for following. Very, very much appreciated, I say. There we go. And I'll get all your comments here. I've got the chat up so we can get back to that as and when you want to get back to joining in. That's what it's about. Thank you, Glenn, for following. It's very, very much appreciated. Now then, what kind of week have you had? This is what we want to know. What is going on? What are we thinking about the state of the country? What are we thinking about the state of the power companies charging us a fortune? We need to look at some way that we can avoid all this. I was thinking today that Scotland should actually get cheap power because it makes the power. Are you taking calls, Scotty? We could, Glenn, yes, we could take some calls. We seem to be back up and working now, so I don't see a problem with that. Fantastic. Hi, says Archie. Hi, Archie. Dinky do. Glad you could join us. Right, let's go for it. There's the phone lines open, so if you want to give us a call, you'll see the number in front of you. Fantastic, except you won't actually see it on the TikTok, but you'll see it everywhere else, and feel free to give us a call. Tremendous stuff. Defo, a face for the radio. Russell, I think what you don't understand is you're projecting yourself onto me. I started in television, so Defo, a face for television, and the thing is a voice for radio, Russell. You see what I mean? But you're projecting yourself. You don't feel you've got a face for television, so you think that nobody else has. So you got that one wrong. I'll tell you that, Russell. There we are. You're not on the YouTube on Saturday night. David, check it again and see we're back up. Evening, my good man. Alan, how lovely to have you with us. And a very good evening to you, I say to you. Off to the telephones. You're live at Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
Hiya, Scotty. It's me, Glenn. How you doing?
Glenn, did you do? What's all this? Have you not paid your bill? That was a bit cheeky.
I was joking, Scotty.
Of course you were. How are we, Lala?
Yeah, we're having a few glitches on the YouTube, aren't we, at the minute?
Yeah, well, we are. We see, I'm not in McCLUE Towers, actually. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of piggybacking, if that makes any sense.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
So it's going to be a bit of a challenge. We either have no show or we do the show and just put up with the nonsense.
Well, we'll get it up for TikTok either way, Scotty, innit?
Well, you know, you've got to just have a go for it. But we're going to be in McCLUE Towers for the next one.
Yeah.
So it should be absolutely 100%, because if you remember, we had an army of people to McCLUE Towers to make sure that we got the very best.
Not so worry anyway, Scotty. It doesn't really matter, does it?
No, it doesn't really matter, Glenn. You know, with the price of fish.
Yeah. That's pretty expensive these days, isn't it?
That's a bit expensive. What about this? What about this one? My week's been rather good, says Max the Macam. Sunderland game tomorrow. What about that, Glenn?
What do you reckon's the next leader?
A Sunderland game. Are you into that?
Oh, yeah. What, sorry, Scotty?
A Sunderland game. We've got a Sunderland supporter on.
Scotty, they beat my team last season in playoffs.
Ah, well, there you are, you see.
I won't hold that against him.
Chris says, Scotty, I found you at last. That was cheeky, that guy. Defo, a face for radio, wasn't it?
Scotty, they're jealous, aren't they?
They're jealous, man. You know?
Scotty, what do you reckon will be next Prime Minister then? Liz Truss or...
Well, to be quite honest with you, I mean, we're pretty thin on the ground, aren't we? I was actually thinking last week we should almost have Boris throw his hat in the ring.
I think we're just grasping at straws, really, Scotty. Always to be fair.
It's a very, very poor choice. Where are the giants of politics?
Do you reckon, when's the next general election then, Scotty? Is it 2 years?
No, I mean, in actual fact, there could be an election at any time.
So they could form another one to get a new...
yeah, I mean, the only reason they're not calling elections is because Boris got a landslide, because they'd managed to convince the half-wits that coming out of Europe was a good thing. But now we're seeing the evidence of that, and that people are starting to wake up a bit,
It was about time he stepped down, though, Scotty, to be fair.
Well, yes, I mean, he told a few too many whoppers, hasn't he? I mean, it's time to go.
It's time we're up playing it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, Scotty, what do you reckon to our overseas contingent then from Australia, the long-running soap opera Neighbours finishing yesterday?
Well, a bit strange that after a long time, although it had gone to another place, hadn't it?
It had, yeah, to another channel.
And I mean, all good things come to an end. I mean, they brought Scottie to an abrupt end about 25 years ago,
Clive James once went into Neighbours, Scotty, didn't he, as a postman?
Ah, right. I wouldn't have minded a little part on one of these, But I can remember when Neighbours, you see, there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You remember Harold, don't you, Sky?
I remember Harold, yes, of course I do.
Yeah, Ian Bishop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great actor, to be fair, when he's got it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, there was an episode where he lost his memory altogether.
That's right. He had all sorts of problems, that character.
I mean, Anne Charleston as well. She was a good actress, wasn't she?
They're all fabulous. I used to love watching Neighbours when I could. Yes. In the days when you had to video it and watch it later,
The new brand of it didn't really work for me, to be fair, Scotty.
Yeah, but listen, Glenn, as I was saying to you, there's a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And people come in and start meddling.
I mean, yeah.
And what you need to say to these people is, look, see if we try your new idea for no reason and we lose our audience, we'll take it out your money.
Do you think our soaps will go on for some time then, Scotty, like Corrie and EastEnders?
I don't know. I used to absolutely be glued to Corrie, but not so much now, to be honest with you.
Well, is it whatever the ratings are flowing, Scotty, they'll keep it going?
Well, I like Emmerdale. I mean, Emmerdale was just a quiet little soap opera coming out of Yorkshire television for a while.
Yeah.
Emmerdale Farm, as it was known. And now, of course, it's real mainstream stuff,
It is, yeah.
But you see, the next generation are not really watching television to any great extent.
I mean, what it is, a lot of these get streamed even before they go on live TV, don't they?
Well, this is it.
So you can watch it whenever you want to watch it.
You see, we've got a whole new world out there, Glenn, and I think the television companies are going to have to acknowledge it. Do you remember I've told you this story before? I said to a very senior television executive, and I said to them, you should look at all the social media stuff. And they're like, yeah, we tend to concentrate on our core business, to be honest. Mm-hmm. So they were a bit dismissive, and I said, all right. I said, but one day, just beware you don't wake up and find your core business is gone.
I think, like you said, the TV ratings have dropped on there.
Well, the next generation don't watch it. They're onto, other stuff like we're doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm amazed. I bump into a lot of young people that go, I love your streams.
Do you watch, obviously you watch TV sometimes in Scotland?
Well, I do. I'm a big Emmerdale fan, I must confess, Big Emmerdale fan, absolutely. And I love that Line of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was quite good stuff.
What do you reckon to the Lionesses then, Scotty?
Ah, well, this is it. Now, listen, I'm going to have to dash because people are trying to get on, but that doesn't mean I don't love thee. What's that, lad?
Do you reckon we'll win it tomorrow against Germany? Or?
Well, you know, as I say, I don't like to comment, or the football companies won't like me, because people will not watch the game. They'll say, well, just ask Scottie.
Hopefully we'll bring it home anyway, Scottie, for definite.
You never know your luck, Lala. I think you will do rather well.
Nice one, Scottie. Good one anyway.
Hey, listen, you too, and I wish you all the best. Dinky do.
Cheers, Scottie. Dinky do, mate.
There we are. That's our Glenn. Fantastic stuff. So good to hear him. Give us a call, guys, as soon as you possibly can. You've got the number in front of you there. Scottie, your nose looks swollen. Have you been fighting? No, Streaky Bacon. It will be the camera. My nose is very refined, do you see? From the side, there we are. You know, absolutely nothing. Jerry saying, was there a wee problem, my man? There was at the start, Jenny, but as I've explained to people, we're not in McCLUE Towers, so we're piggybacking a bit, which is brave. Chris says, hi, Scottie, I found you at last. Evening, my good man, says the wonderful Alan O'Donnell. Hi, Scottie, what's happened to the box for a wee tune? Did you do? Lily, I don't have the box with me, but I can make arrangements for next time. There you are. You never know what's happening. Now, I need to know, are we getting good streaming tonight? That's the next thing. You're live with Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
All right, big man. It's Rob.
Rab, son, how are we?
How you came, big man? All right?
No bad at all. I'm getting a bit fed up with the old reception at times. You know, I get a bit fed up with the old reception, Rab, but, you know, you can't have everything.
Yeah, exactly. Can I just say one thing here, Scottie?
Of course you can.
I watched a thing last week here, and there was a guy, but if MD knows what I'm talking about, they'll understand. It was a cage fight thing, UVF and all that, or MMA. And I'm not going to mention the guy's name, but he came out with an incredible thing that it done me. And if any men have any problems, men have to keep it in and be hard and all that. Carry on, speak out and.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, Rab. If somebody's bordering on the mental health side, I go on and talk about it. Well, you'll have seen my wee video, I think, when I said that mental health, you know, staying strong for far too long. Yeah.
It's just if MD listen to this, I think I'm talking a lot of.
No, nobody ever thinks that, actually, Rab.
Just speak out, talk to somebody, and get help.
Because I know that you are a very experienced man.
Well, I wasn't that experienced at school, Scottie.
No, but listen, but that's maybe all to do with chances and the way things were handled. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, 100%, mate. Aye, 100%.
That doesn't mean you're not a very smart man.
It's just a stigma that the people, women can talk to women, but men can't talk to men, if that makes any sense.
No, of course it does, because it used to be guys said to each other, you're needing to grow up here. But what we've got to be very careful is that men don't get emasculated. In other words, it's important that men retain their place in society, because there's a lot of social engineering going on at the moment. And I'll give you an example of that. Remember the big feminist movement in the 60s?
Yeah.
Right? And that was given the impression.
As if I know, Scottie, I'm a young laddie.
You're just a boy. Well, let me explain to you. You'll know I've heard of this. But the feminist movement, where the women were pushing for equality because they went to work in the First World War, all that. But a lot of that wasn't coming from the women. A lot of that was actually social engineering, getting women to rise up so that they could get women out to work to bring in more money for the tax man.
Well, I'm just want to make the point, Scottie, that just if any guys out there are listening, you need to speak to somebody if you've got things on your mind. Just speak out.
You're 100%, Rab. Lovely to hear you, and a big dinky do to you, my boy.
You take care, buddy.
Top man. Thanks, Rab. All the best.
All the best to you, my man. Take care.
And you, Rab. Good call. There we are. That's our Rab. Rab is a very experienced man. You know, he's had his problems in the past, but he's sharing them with the rest of us here. There's the wonderful Peter Wood says, hi, Scottie. Hi, Peter. I thoroughly enjoy your work, Peter. It's outstanding. And you and Davey on the pipes. It's Davey, isn't it? Sorry, Scottie, I'm only getting half the chat, says Diggy. No, you should be getting a lot. Up the jocks, big man. Och, aye, the news, says Alan. Alan, dinky do. Yes, it's interrupted, but it's a bit low. Let's see if we can make sure we've got you turned right up here on the old TikTok. How's the TikTok going, guys? Are you getting it loud and clear? Fantastic. Thank you. There's Mavra joining us. Lovely to have you with us. If you've just joined us on TikTok, make sure you share it. Have a good look at all the TikTok videos. Get subscribing to the YouTube channel, guys. And also come and join us. You should have a nice, clear bit of vision now. That's what it's all about. Now then, give us a call as soon as you can. We're doing very well for calls tonight. And I think that Rab was making a very good point there about men suffering from pressures, from things that have happened, from the lockdown, all that sort of idea. And they tend not to speak out. Well, you can speak out on here, I assure you. There we are, dinky do. Hello, says the wonderful Jim Franco. Hello, Jim. We love your work. And there's Nilo Gormley. Fantastic. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hello?
Hi, Scottie.
Hello. Ah, Numpty Head. Numpty Head, what are you up to?
Scottie, it's Numpty Head.
Lovely to hear you.
It is, I know it is. Now, listen, you should be done with wasting police time, Scottie, because you've been reported missing and all that stuff. I
was reported missing tonight. I know, I'll tell you what it was. We're piggybacking at the moment. I'm now in McCLUE Towers.
Oh, are you in a fatty cell?
No, you mustn't assume everybody's got your lifestyle.
Right.
See what I just did there? That'll teach you. That'll teach you to cheek up.
Now listen, come what happened today, Scottie. I found a boomerang.
Oh, many happy returns.
No, I says I found a boomerang.
Many happy returns.
It's something you shouldn't find, Scottie. It was obviously
got it. Got it. It's just come back to me what you were talking about there.
Aye, well, it was obviously broken, so I threw it away.
Now, I'll tell you, there's Oliver asking me, are you God? What do I answer, Numpty? He'd help.
What?
A guy's just asked me, are you God?
Of course I am. This is my world I live in.
This is your world. And I think he's talking to me.
Oh, no, nobody talks to Scottie.
No, nobody talks to me, absolutely. There's Susan. Susan says, hi, Scottie. Susan's on the Facebook. So there we are. So that's rather good, isn't it?
I've had a very adventurous week.
Have you? What have you been up to, Numpty Head? I think you should spill.
All right. I learned how to land a jumbo jet.
Ah, yes. You've been wanting to know that for a while, though.
Well, I'll tell you, I hope it reassures you.
Did the captain take no wheel?
No, listen, seriously. It's amazing what you can do in half an hour.
Oh, aye.
How to land a jumbo jet.
So what is this? Is this some sort of simulating app?
No, I just watched a YouTube video, a guy doing it, and I thought...
how to land it? Oh, fantastic.
Just press a few buttons press the autopilot.
Beautiful. These guys really know what they're doing, and they take these huge beasts up and down again.
So I hope that gives you reassurance.
Oh, it's given me huge reassurance. I thank you.
Absolutely. Now listen, Scottie, can I tell you?
Yes.
Kilmarnock does not make the best pies.
No, McCLUE makes the best pies.
Yeah.
McCLUE's pies.
Aye, Scottie, you cut out for a minute. I thought the police had lifted you for
Well, don't you be cutting out.
No. I'm doing a caravan, Scottie. I'm having a lovely time.
Well, that's why you're cutting out.
I'm doing it number tours.
Tam and Shug says, Scottie, I wish I had your energy.
Absolutely.
There's a boy asking if we're still stap at foo.
Now, can I come into a serious point?
Yes, you'd better.
I'm furious.
Are you absolutely beeling?
Well, listen, the taxis from my betting slips are going to pay for the Eurovision Song Contest. Is that not terrible?
Well, there you are, you see.
We didn't win it, so why are we hosting it next year?
I don't know why. I think I'll need to put a wee song together and see if Scotland can win it.
Their Facebook campaign, Scottie, you'll get number one.
You know, I think that's what we're needing to do up to you. Just a wee song put together. I'll rehearse it, unlike I usually do. You know, and we'll put it on and see if we can win.
Come well, Scottie. Now, before I go, Scottie, I can't I'm taking up too much time.
I can, you're taking up everybody's time. They'll be shouting, what's Numpty wanting?
Kareem will be going daft. He's taking up my airtime and all that.
Aye, all that stuff. No, you've as much right to be on as the next gen.
Of course, and listen, I've also got the right to dock your wages because you were late.
No, I wasn't late at all. I told you we're piggybacking on somebody's internet.
Well, you shouldn't be piggybacking.
No, but you have to circumstances. Would you rather knee show?
9 o'clock sharp.
Well, no, I was here at 9 o'clock sharp. We were live.
Right, all right then. I'll believe you.
So there you are.
Scottie, before I go now.
But I think maybe you weren't here at 9 o'clock sharp.
I was messaging, let's phone the policies, missed his train and all that stuff. Now listen, Scottie, you know you often read in the newspaper.
Yes.
Dead body found by dog walker.
Yes.
Well, I'm pleased to say I've still to find my first one.
Well, I hope you never do, because it would be an awful thing. On that note, I will say to you, dinky do.
Right, yeah, where you go and stop talking nonsense.
Oh, wait, I've never heard so much nonsense in all my life. Right, that's our Numpty Hood. Off he jolly well goes. Numpty Hood says, Jerry. Good evening, Scottie, says the wonderful Alex Robertson. Nice to hear from you, Alex. And I hope things are going well. I know it's tough out there. There we go. Fantastic. Now, who else have we got here? Hi, Susan, Dinky Doo, JD. JD, fantastic. Always lovely to hear from you, JD. Now, is everybody getting a nice, clear picture on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and on LinkedIn? Has anybody gone over to Twitch to see what is what? Sorry, Scottie, I left out the eye from the high. My right arm isn't quite steady yet due to my stroke. Getting better, though. Neil O'Gormley, strength to you, I say. There's the wonderful Jim Franco is giving me the thumbs up. We love your work, Jim. Right, fantastic stuff. Hi, Susan. Everybody's talking away to Susan here. We love it. Now, whatever you're watching on, have a massive share. Right now, you'll see a wee arrow that you could share it and say, is everybody watching Scottie McCLUE? That's what we need to know. That's the next step. What are you thinking of the leadership campaign? Yeah, still looking for Panto, but maybe I should take another year off. Well, Alex, the only trouble is, you know, it's a tough old world out there, isn't it? You're live on Scottish Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, it's Kenny from Saltcoats.
Kenny from Saltcoats. We'd love to hear from you. How are things at the Saltcoats?
Things are
Good down this way, Scotty.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to talk to you about maybe the energy.
Yes, yes. I'm very interested in how this is all going to pan out, Kenny.
Well, down our way on the west coast, we've got Hunterston,
yes,
nuclear power station.
Yes.
Now, that's been going on for maybe 30, 40, I don't know, maybe 50 years, and it's been mothballed.
Yes.
A lot of them.
And they did the same. Long Annet was coal-fired, but they didn't mothball it, they pulled it down.
Now, what I think, this is me personally, right? I think they're closing them all down maybe too quickly.
Yes, they are.
Right?
They are, because the governments are very slow off the mark. If they'd built these new nuclear power stations 10 years ago, before closing Chapel Cross, mothballing Hunterston, etc., shutting down Long Annet, they should have prepared for all this. We should be getting energy for next to nothing.
Exactly. Now, what I do, I'm an electrician, and we do the solar energy, right?
Uh-huh.
We're up in Aberdeen doing the solar panels, which is now, in a good day, in a normal house, when you're installing it, it can cover up to half of the bill.
Right.
But me personally, right, coming from down on the west coast, I do think they've shut everything too fast and too quick.
Yes, they haven't been thinking.
Right? Absolutely.
And they also haven't been chased by the fact that the shelf life of some of these big stations, they knew it was coming to an end.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't mind nuclear energy.
No, I mean, it's fine.
Nuclear energy, a lot of people, it's got a bad reputation, but it's actually carbon neutral. There's nothing comes out of a power station.
Just a bit of steam. It's just a bit of steam that comes out, isn't it?
That's it. It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. There's everybody's watching on TikTok as well. Dinky Doo Scotty, how are you, pals? It's Kieran. Can I tell you, me going on TikTok was one of the smartest things I've ever done.
TikTok, at first I was, as you're older, you're maybe afraid of it when you see it's all the younger ones that's going on it. But when you actually go on it, and then you start to put your interests in, it's a good platform. It's a great
platform, and everybody's loving it. There's the wonderful Ali McNeil and Beaumore and Isla. Kamraha Ali Maha. Fantastic.
Yep. Well, it was good to talk to you again.
Kenny, it's always good to talk to you, and you're 100% correct. They haven't planned and thought it through. Part of the reason for the crisis. And, this carbon neutral is going to cost us all an arm and a leg.
Well, it is. I mean, it depends on the way you look at it. I mean, everybody's wanting cheaper prices, right?
Of course.
They want the cheaper gas. Now, up in Aberdeen, there's a massive protest towards Shell they want to open up another field to get the gas. So they're protesting against it, but they're protesting against the high gas prices. You can't have it both ways.
No, you can't. And these companies have been supplying us with fuel and energy for years.
Yep.
So they can't. You can't be knocking them down. They're doing their best, and they'll get into the green stuff as well. But as you say, they should have built the nuclears.
Mm-hmm. And what people don't realise when it comes to oil, people think that they just bring the barrels of oil out and they burn it for fuel. Oil is not just used for petrol and stuff. Oil is used for manufacturing.
Everything. Oil gives us huge things. Yep, absolutely. And we don't want to be kissing bye-bye to oil, I can tell you.
You're right. Oil is used in my WD-40, which folk will
Well, we're not going to products, but absolutely. Love Kenny, fantastic. I know, Scotty, I didn't hear McCall. I had to turn the telly down. Ah, that's what was going on up to you. You were turning the telly down. Guys, what we're doing here, we're talking about the energy prices and what alternatives could we have, should we have arranged for. Tremendous. I can't believe where the time's going already. 40 minutes, 42 minutes. There we go, already. Just amazing. And we'll be back in McCLUE Towers for the next one very soon. As we're just doing a bit of piggybacking tonight. That's what's going on there. Numpty Heed, your call was absolutely fine. You had to turn your telly down. You don't need to worry about that. Now, I'm going to see if I can get you a better caption for this, guys. Tell me if that comes up with everything you need to know. You're live at Scotty's phone in. Who's that?
David, how are you, son? You all right?
Oh, David, how are we getting on, Lala? I'm absolutely fine. I'm sorry we had a wee bit pantomime at the start.
Don't you worry about that. These things do happen.
Well, you get it. I mean, it's not 100% yet, but we're getting there. And David, David, you think we've been up here now for about a year, and who actually thought it would happen?
Well, there you go, son. You know, so see, whatever. So you've been really busy in the McCLUE Towers. So whatever you're doing a bit of decorating. Is that correct?
Oh, there's all. Oh God, there's all sorts going on here, David. I can tell you.
Oh goodness, it must be quite a bit of money, son. Do you know what I mean?
Centre of the universe, David. Yes, but hopefully everybody will send me a $5 on the YouTube.
Well, right, you'll get the stuff for that anyway, you know, son. So I like Rap's call about men and even women, if anybody about depression and mental health issues, it's very important. You know what I mean? You know,
I think we do too much differentiating between men and women and old and young and this yin and that yin. You know what I mean? I think we need to start talking about the people.
Sorry, son?
Are you there? Aye.
Yes, can you hear me? Did you cut out there?
No, I think we're fine.
Right, that's good. Your wee face is very frozen. It's not your fault. It's just coming and going. Apart from that, they're still here.
Well, my wee face is very warm, so don't worry about it being frozen.
That's good, son. As I said, I don't know why you really talk about too much sad.
How are you keeping, Davy? Are you all right?
We're trying to, like, you know what I mean, keep on my feet and
Aye.
smile. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Well, that's the purpose of the pop-ups, is to give us all a wee lift and to be able to talk our own language, you know.
I like to talk about the boomerang.
Aye, the boomerang. He was very good.
It always comes back to you. Do you know what I mean?
That joke's just coming back to me there.
But it's funny talking about boomerangs. Can you still actually buy a thing like a boomerang?
Well, you see, we don't use it in this country. The Aborigines had it in Australia for hunting.
There you go. Do you know what I mean?
You know, but you're not really wanting to bring somebody down with a boomerang, you know.
No, not at all. But I mean, they also, I've seen them years ago like yourself, but you throw them in the skies, they're also dangerous, they can kill you.
Oh, aye. Oh, no, it's not. Listen, boomerangs are not toys.
No, not at all.
The big one, I mean, the big ones are, the big ones are clobberer. I think, I'm not sure how it works, but I think it used to clobber the prey and then maybe carry on fleeing back, you know, the way they threw it.
I was going to say that. It probably kill a few wee pigeons and what have you. Do you know what I mean?
But we've not got enough Aboriginal know-how in Glasgow.
That's right, Aboriginals are Australian either.
You know, I mean, there's not too much of the Crocodile Dundee going on out at, you know.
My goodness, Crocodile Dundee. Now, we all seen that. Do you know what I mean? Mad Paul Hogan, wasn't it?
That was fantastic. I loved Crocodile Dundee.
It was a sense. He also made a second edition film. You know, but I didn't watch that.
Oh, I watched that. No, it was fantastic. I mean, he's a great guy. It was so funny.
Yes. But
see now. I don't know. What do you Google Paul Hogan, actually?
I don't know, absolutely, because, I mean, that's a wee while since these movies were made, you know.
Ah, yes, and
Fantastic.
I understand. You know what I mean?
Now, Davey, I'm going to press on, but that doesn't mean I don't love you.
I know, son, yes. You think you do.
Think you do, la la. There we are. That's our Davey. That is fantastic, guys. The lines are open. If you want to join in the phone in, fantastic stuff. Time is getting very tight. I can't believe it. Already, we've been up for 48 minutes. Just incredible. Dinky Doo, we left the EU. Yes, what a mess that was. I can tell you. There we are. How's things on the old Twitter? Is it still looking nice and clear? That's what we want to know. Fantastic stuff. Connor's just joined us. Lovely. Get following me, guys, as soon as you possibly can. Very, very important. Très important, I say to you. What's happening in the chat here? Good morning, Scottie from Australia. Dinky Doo. How's the first lord of the internet, Frank Meyer? It's always lovely to have you on here, I say. You're live in Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Sean.
Sean. Lovely to hear you. Dinky Doo.
Listen, Scottie, what I meant earlier, I know I'm not supposed to phone up here twice, right?
Don't worry.
What I meant was, not it's sharp, right, but what I meant was, I wasn't like dividing empty.
No, nobody said you were.
David and Kenny made right good points here. David is funny as, honestly.
He is, isn't he?
I don't even know the guy, and I like him. I like him already.
Well, none of us really know each other as such, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. We all get on, you know.
See if you can get a laugh out of life, Scottie.
You've got to.
Sit back and then that's it.
You've got to, Rab. I mean, that's why you started listening to me 30 years ago.
That's how I'm disturbed.
Yes, that's right. And that's how you've disturbed me.
Can I see that wee badge at the top of your hat? Can I get that?
The wee badge on the hat. Do you like that one? Scottie McCLUE says, Dinky Doo.
Aye, can I get it?
We'll need to get you one. I'm needing 1 million viewers, and then we can get a badge to everybody.
I got a wee picture many years ago when you were on Real FM. The lovable lassie.
Oh, the lovable lassie of the big switchboard.
Aye.
That was the way to do it.
I can't remember the one that stood in for you when you weren't there.
Oh, I can't mind either. If I wasn't there, I wouldn't know.
I know, but he was funny. I used to find him up as you. I did it all. But at the time, then it was funny time, Scottie. So it was.
Oh, it was all good stuff, Rab. There's nothing to touch it now. I mean, a lot of radio and television output is quite poor. They've lost the art of conversation.
That's for us, isn't it? Nobody can get a laugh anymore.
No, we had a laugh every single day for 3 hours.
It was brilliant. I've thought many a times, as you know, when you were on the radio stations to be 1 in the morning, having a crack and a laugh with you. And it was brilliant.
Great fun, great nonsense.
It was nonsense.
There was a lot of nonsense. I mean, we did.
I don't know why you're not on the telly.
Well, I don't understand it either, because there's some new companies started and they'll be struggling for audience, and they should really have McCLUE on.
Aye, 100%.
But you can only take the horse to the water. You can't make it drink, you know.
I'll phone ITV and say, get McCLUE on.
Get McCLUE on. Good for you, Rab. Lovely to hear you. And Dinky Doo.
You take care, buddy.
You as well, my boy. Always good to hear from you.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, Rab. There we are. That's our Rab. Fantastic. My boomerang won't come back. Who had the hit in the 60s? Ah, Jerry. Jerry, you're always very good with the music. Murray O'Donnell, the wonderful Murray O'Donnell, brilliant man. When the men are at work, the women at home should have a bike connected up to the meter to generate power for the national grid. Get your missus pedaling. I say, there we are. Well, the missus could pedal some nonsense. Says, why, that's who it was. That's right. I just got the internet back. How are you, Scottie? Frank, we're doing well. Frank's in is watching right now. How good is that? Now, we might have connection problems tonight. For that, I can only apologize. But the reason is we're piggybacking on somebody else's internet. So that's what's going on there. Dinky Doo, lovely to have you with us on the old TikTok. Tell everybody to get watching TikTok at Scottie McCLUE and get following. Very, very important. We've got about 5 minutes left. Let's have some more calls. Always good to hear from you. There we have it. Hi, Scottie, says Murray O'Donnell. Hi, Murray. I like that. Get the women pedaling. What do we think about that, guys? You know, if the missus is sitting in the house, should we have a wee generator and then she can do her, what do you call it? Is it Pilates or yoga or something? And maybe the cycling would be good, because I know that one of the exercises they get for the missus just to strengthen their bits and pieces is cycling. It emulates cycling. There we have it. Now then, what else is happening here? Good evening, everybody. There we are. Murray O'Donnell says your connection's up and down like a lady of the night. Right, Murray, thank you for that. Now, the connection's perhaps not great, but it's do we do a show or do we not? That's the kind of decision. And you think, just do it, and we'll have to just tough it out with the connection, guys. You know what I'm saying to you? That sort of idea. You have to put up with it. And I know we've had problems there. Well, thank you. Let me know if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn or on Twitch or on TikTok. All right. Always tip us the wink, as say. Watching from Beaumore of Islay. If you're a Scot and you know Scotland and you know your islands, I was being asked tonight, what's your favourite island? You know, and it's an interesting one. I said Iona because I'm a big fan of Iona. It's very beautiful. Murray's giving us the thumbs up. Do you know what I mean, Murray? You've got to make a wee executive decision sometimes. And you say, well, we're going to struggle on the internet, but, you know, do we do that or do we have no show? Time for me to go, Scottie. Take care. Catch you next time. Yes, we must have you on every week. Life won't be the same without you. Frank, yes. And when I'm in McCLUE Towers, what we'll maybe do is see if we can up the frequency a bit and get a bit more chat going, I say to you. It's also lovely to have the calls. The lines are open, guys. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes left if you wanted to say a wee call. Good night, sleep well, Scottie, says the wonderful Susan. I thank you, Susan. You are very kind, and we will indeed. Very, very much appreciated. Good night to Frank Meyer, or should I say good morning, Frank. Frank is in Australia, as I was telling you. Excuse me. Quick comfort break here. A wee mop doon. We got rid of the dafties. There's Tad. Good evening, Scottie. Sorry I haven't catched lately. I've been working hard, Tad. I quite understand. It's the only way to go out there is to keep working, dear boy. That's what it's all about. There's Scouser Brian has just joined us. Dinky Doo, Scouser Brian. Lovely to have you with us and a very, very warm welcome. Right. Anybody for the last call? Last call for the last call. And we'll catch you next week as I say, I'm hoping to do a bit more popping up, and we'll have a reliable connection for you. We're piggybacking on the old internet at the moment, but we will get you sorted out. Right, I think time for me to sing the goodbye song. There's Aaron Murray. Dinky do, Aaron, lovely to have you with us. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Are we ready with the goodbye song? Everybody join in. Goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. And a cheerio. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. One last late call. You're live with Scotty's phone in. Who's that? Hello? Hello?
Hello, Scottie. It's Kenny again.
Kenny, lovely to hear from you.
Just before you go, just a thing on the news this week. Did you see the first criminal trial on...
Yes, we'll not mention... But I not mention, and we'll pick up on that at some point once we know what's what.
Yeah.
Good idea, Kenny.
In America.
Excellent. Yes, indeed. It's something I've advocated for years. You know, it's interesting, but we'll not go into obviously any detail about that until we find out exactly what's what. But lovely idea, Kenny. Lovely call, and thank you.
You're very welcome, Scottie. Thanks again. Brilliant show.
Andrew, boss. Great show tonight. Thanks again, Kenny. All the best.
Thanks, Scottie. You should be on the TV.
That's what we'll do. We'll get chatting. We'll have a good old blether next week. I'll see you lá. That's our Kenny. Good call, actually. Yes, I did see that. Night, says Jerry. I'm off. My girl fancies an ice drink, so he's going down to a well-known retail place. Think you do, Mr. McCLUE, says Mr. Potato Head. And Smokey says, good evening. Good night. God bless Dinky Doo and Tara Laz. Thanks for watching. Tonight has been an outstanding program. As always, you guys are amazing. Ta-ra, Laz. Stick your tongue out and say ta-ta. Bye-bye.